What's up, my country people? My brother, my sister, around and boss again. My brother, my sister, no be smart, you know. South Africa has finally bring a new law saying that any illegal foreigner that doesn't have, you know, that does not documented or have, you know, I will allow you guys to watch the video and you can leave your opinion in the comment section and tell me what you think about this new law right now in South Africa because everybody are going crazy for this new law.
No man must ever believe that they own a woman in South Africa. Effective from this month, we now want to move to a stage where when you touch a woman and you are arrested, no bail for you. And when you kill a woman, life sentence for you. Because there is no justifiable reason for us as men to believe that we own women. As you said, Minister Dlamini Zuma, yes, there was a period where men believed that they owned women. And we must relegate that to the past. It could have belonged to the slavery days, but today, no man must ever believe that they own a woman in South Africa. Effective from this month, no police bail may be granted to persons charged with rape or if the victim was in a domestic relationship with the perpetrator, even if it was in a domestic relationship. Such bail applications must be formally applied for in court if the accused was in a domestic relationship with the alleged victim. The court has to issue a protection order against them before releasing them on bail. But in my book, they should not even be released on bail.
This is Legrand from Simple Generations.
I want to ask the president of this country, can we immediately stop to give illegal foreigners any medical help? They should be banned from all our hospitals. They must go to their countries. Illegal foreigners must be banned from all our hospitals starting from today.
Now, this was Mackenzie's most controversial statement. He argues that illegal foreigners should no longer receive medical care in public hospitals. Honestly, I agree. It's about resources. Our hospitals are already underfunded and overburdened. There aren't enough beds, doctors, nurses, or medicine for South Africans. And yet, we have illegal immigrants taking up space in clinics and hospitals, not paying taxes, and overloading an already broken system. It's simple. You can't take care of other people when you can't even take care of yourself. Let's put it this way. Imagine your family is struggling. You barely have enough food and your kids are starving. Then a stranger moves into your house, eats your food, uses your electricity, and doesn't contribute anything. Worse yet, you wake up the following morning to find that he's invited 10 of his brothers to stay in your home. Would you be okay with that? Of course not.
On the other side of this issue, there are some members of this House who have recently suggested that Home Affairs must stop deporting people who violate South Africa's immigration laws. Can you imagine what will happen to this country if we send a signal and say, no, it's fine, you can violate the law as long as it's immigration law and we'll stop deportations? We will experience a collapse. Let me tell the EFF directly today, we will not be deterred from enforcing the rule of law. We will intensify it and we will deport those who violate South African law. Thank you, Chair.
We cannot allow the crisis of illegal migration to undermine our sovereignty and security. Illegal migration is not just an issue. It possesses security threat and a severe burden on our fiscus. Let us take them back to their respective countries. Put South Africans first is our core commitment.
Have I told you guys like some of the penalties in other countries when you come in illegally?
No.
Have I told you guys?
No.
I haven't told you this.
No.
Listen to this, man. This is crazy. So in Singapore, if you enter into the country illegally, you get 6 months in jail. Okay. In Russia, it's 2 years in a hard labor camp.
Oh, okay, that's so bad.
Pakistan is 10 years in jail. India, it's 8 years in jail. North Korea, it's death penalty. They don't play there. In Nigeria, it's 5 years in jail. In Malawi, it's 2 years in jail with deportation. In Zimbabwe,
Imagine, dog, imagine.
yeah.
Shit. Tell that to your Uber driver delivery guy. Do you know in your hot country, when you enter illegally, what happens?
In Zimbabwe, it's 1 year in jail or deportation.
In Zim.
In Zim.
To enter Zim illegally,
Yeah.
it's 1 year in jail.
Yeah.
Whoa.
In Botswana, it's
Nangwago's not fucking around.
yeah. And then it's in Botswana, it's immediate deportation and possible jail time. In America, it's detention and deportation. In South Africa, free housing, healthcare, education, food, mobile phone, and cash. And an Uber.
And choices, for jobs to do. A huge spectrum. Damn. So Tina,
And a slave queen on top of it.
We'll throw in a slave queen. Let's throw in a slave queen.
to start a family.
Hey,
legal foreigners living in the country. A new law has just been approved, and it is set to change everything. If you've been following the debates about immigration, border control, and the challenges the country faces, then you know this is one of the most heated topics in South Africa right now. And trust me, what's coming next might affect thousands of people. Before we dive into the details, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and join this channel because we always bring you the hottest updates, breaking news, and stories that matter to you. Don't miss out, subscribe and stay informed. Now, here's the story. The government of South Africa has officially approved a new immigration law that cracks down hard on illegal foreigners. This law is not just words on paper. It's designed to tighten border security, track down undocumented individuals, and speed up the deportation process. For years, citizens have been complaining about the impact of illegal immigration, from pressure on jobs, housing, healthcare, and even crime. Leaders have heard those cries, and now action is being taken. Under this new law, authorities will have greater powers to identify illegal foreigners, remove them from the system, and prevent them from accessing state services. This means that those without legal documentation will find it much harder to survive undetected in South Africa. From stricter police checks to tougher requirements for businesses that hire workers, the message is clear. No more tolerance for breaking immigration rules. This is sending shockwaves across communities. Some people believe this is the right step, saying it will protect South African citizens and restore order, while others worry about the humanitarian impact, especially for families and children caught in the middle. But what's undeniable is that this is going to cause a major shift, and if you are living in the country illegally, the clock is ticking. Now, imagine what this means for everyday life. Picture schools tightening up admissions, clinics checking documents, landlords being forced to verify tenants. Picture businesses facing heavy fines if they employ undocumented workers. Everything is about to change. This is why this law is trending right now and why everyone is talking about it. So what's next? Deportations will likely increase, border control will get tighter, and anyone thinking of sneaking into South Africa without proper papers will think twice. For many, this is a long overdue move. For others, it's a wake-up call to start the process of getting proper documentation or risk losing everything. What do you think about this? Do you believe this new law will bring positive change, or do you think it will create more problems? Let us know in the comments because your voice matters in this debate. And once again, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and join the family. We bring you real stories, real news, and real updates that no one else breaks down like this. Hit that like button if you found this useful, and share this video so more people know what's going on. This is the reality. South Africa is tightening its laws, and illegal foreigners are right at the center of it all. Big changes are coming, and you just heard it here. Stay tuned, stay subscribed, and stay ready because this story is far from over.
Laba bantu masibakhuthuze. Abangana maphepha masibakhuthuze. Or sibabeke somewhere midway. Siba process mamela. So because they don't have papers. They steal your watch, your everything, do petty crime, disappear in those buildings. You won't find them anywhere. And Johannesburg is hit by that.
So where it is that we receive reports or information that people are in the country illegally, then the rule of law must be upheld. And so when we talk about the visa issue, for example, of wanting to attract people to South Africa, that is anchored in the rule of law to make sure that we have fair administrative processes that don't take years. But equally on the other side of the equation, where people have the ability or opportunity to either follow the process we saw here today or to obtain a visa in a legal way, and they choose not to do that, then there must be consequences for that. So again, that's why this balance is so important. The message we want to send to the world is that South Africa is absolutely wide open for business, wide open for people who want to legally contribute with their skills through our visa system. But at the same time, we are also going to be more strict in enforcing where there are violations of the law. So you're right that those operations are going to increase. But they would be more effective if those could be joint operations as well. Because you find the Department of Employment and Labour is often required to look into cases where people are employed illegally, for example. That's not something that Home Affairs can necessarily address. And of course, local government, when you're talking about health issues and enforcement of bylaws, that's also important.
Our argument is that in the bill, the foreigners would not be covered.
Whether you are here legally or not.
Yes. You know what, Clement? I say this. You must go to Mozambique today. When you arrive there, they want an insurance. Mozambique. If you were going to London or anywhere else, before they give you a visa, they ask you, do you have medical insurance? Do you have insurance? They want to make sure that when you get injured in that country, the resources of that country are not spent on you. And that's a developed country. In South Africa, we say, come, we'll pay. The biggest ever paid out claim was in 2010 to a Swiss national, 519 million. Yes, the biggest beneficiary of the road accident fund in South Africa, as we know it, is a Swiss national. He was paid 519 million rands. In today's amount is, I think I calculate is 838.7 million, a Swiss national. Now, at that time, how much he paid was less than 72 cents, or what he was covered for, 72 cents a liter. Now, we're now sitting with 3 Belgian nationals who were, I think they were at Wits, they were medical students. They are now working, they are doctors. They are claiming each 153 million claim each from the road accident fund. Now, we have people here in this country that are poor. And this system is in such a way that the more rich you are, when you get injured, the more money you get. The more poor you are, the less money you get. You know, Clement, if my child gets injured today, my helper's child gets injured today, they're in the same car, same injuries and everything, my child will get more, simply because the father is the CEO, and the calculation of the loss of earning will be based on the trajectory of the father, to say, because your father was a CEO, your chances of getting more money, it will be this, and therefore your loss of earnings calculated will be this much.
But why does RAF calculate it that way?
It is the way it is. It's called, it is based on the law of delict, meaning
the outcome of the engagements and public comments is that the policy position adopted in the white paper enjoy wide support. Only a handful of public interest groups are opposed to selected policy positions, such as the withdrawal of 1951 Refugee Convention, the 1967 protocol and re-acceding to them with reservations, proposed repeal of Section 4.3 of the South African Citizenship Act and the first safe country principle. These are the things that people objected to. The Department of Home Affairs carefully and duly considered all the oral and written submissions. This final wallpaper is a product of the set robust engagements. The Cabinet of the Republic of South Africa approved this final white paper on Wednesday, the 10th April 2024, exactly a week ago, and has been published in the Government Gazette number 50570 on 17 April 2024. That is today. We will attach a copy of the Government Gazette for your reference. Let me come to the issue of migration. Conflicts, armed violence, disasters, pandemics, climate change, seeking better business and work opportunities, and other factors force people to leave their countries of origin to other countries.
The bill aims to prevent the arbitrary detention and release of foreign nationals. It also wants to ensure detained foreign nationals have a right to legal representation, appear in court within 48 hours, and it regularizes the detention to 30 days.
Ensures that any illegal foreigner detained under this section is brought before a court in person within 48 hours of arrest, allowing the court to determine whether further detention for deportation is in the interests of justice. It introduces this concept of the interests of justice as an objective criterion to guide both immigration officers and courts, thereby providing the Department of Home Affairs and other role players with a clear standard to meet and introducing greater predictability to the deportation process.
The minister will also introduce regulations on the process of deportation. This as the country prepares broader amendments to the immigration laws.
I also want to use this opportunity to call upon this House to ensure that the Border Management Authority, which has already registered important successes through its embrace of digital transformation, is urgently funded and capacitated so that it can implement its comprehensive modernization plan to build a secure digital border environment.
And currently the committee is processing one-stop border post as an effort to complement the laws of this country. Pressured by the concerns of South Africans, the Department of Home Affairs under the ANC leadership has undertaken in the sixth administration a comprehensive review of White Paper on Citizenship, Immigration and the Protection of Refugee Act, which is delayed, Minister, for the bill to be tabled limits this House to amend the existing legislation to respond the path this country should take in managing the broader migration landscape.
There was, however, mixed views on the proposed legislation, with the MK Party and Action SA rejecting the bill.
You preside over a department crippled by backlogs, broken IT systems and queues that stretch for miles. These failures are not minor hiccups. They are systemic. They are the very reason thousands of people become undocumented.
It is costing South Africa 427 rand per day to detain an illegal foreigner, and so it is important to prevent endless appeals and litigation that only delays deportations. The bill also restores proper judicial oversight.
Our actions must at all times be guided by the Constitution of the Republic and not by the xenophobic chants of fringe groups such as Dudula. Immigrants, whether legal or illegal, have a right to appear before a court of law and a right to be represented by a lawyer before the courts.
But we must also acknowledge that many illegal migrants lack verifiable addresses or means to be traced or returned to court. This too carries a danger. And Minister, I heard you that we will now be able to execute legally compliant deportations, but this should not be needed in the first place. It is time for migrants to enter South Africa with proper documentation.
Our communities, especially in townships and informal settlements, bear the brunt of overcrowded clinics, overburdened schools, and rising lawlessness. South Africans deserve a government that puts their safety, livelihoods, and dignity first.
The media reported that the Department of Home Affairs spent 180 million rand over the past 3 financial years on the deportation of illegal foreigners. During this period, over 130,000 individuals were deported.
If government adds more court appearances and procedural layers without building enforcement muscle, deportations will be slow, our courts will choke, and communities will be left exposed. Action SA will not support paper rights that weaken real security.
The South African Human Rights Commission warned that the justice system may lack the infrastructure to uphold these timelines, risking further rights violations. The ACDP calls for independent oversight of detention centers.
The worst mistake we can make as members of this House is to bury our heads in the sand, to pretend not to hear, not to see, not to feel the frustrations of ordinary South Africans. These frustrations are real. They are expressed in communities where irregular immigration is visible, where laws are openly flouted, and where South Africans feel abandoned by the state. It is precisely when government does not enforce its own laws that movements like Operation Dudula gain momentum.
We should all be quick to say what's the needs of South Africans about healthcare, about jobs, and how we can capacitate the state to deliver on that. We can't blame the state failure on that on immigrants. It must pain all of us when people are turned away like pregnant women at hospitals just because they don't possess a South African passport.
The bill will now be sent to the National Council of Provinces for concurrence.
Thank you guys for watching. If today is your first time tuning into my channel, you're welcome. Please always do it to like, share, comment, and also subscribe so that whenever I upload any video, you'll be the first person to verify. You can also leave your opinion on the comment section and tell me what you think about